Yo guys, welcome to another episode of Clashing with Safe, and today we have a how-to guide on how to use the Gowiwi strategy. First I want to give a couple shout-outs as always to my Lost Phoenix family. LP6 Pegasus is where my second account is. Big shout-out to all those guys. And LP2 Aries War Clan. If you guys want to jump into a war clan and pretty much constantly war, check out LP2 Aries. Also check out our feeder clans like LP6 Pegasus, LP4 Hades, a bunch of great clans to check out. The entire Lost Phoenix family is awesome, so make sure you do that. Let's jump right into this episode of how to use the Gowiwi strategy. We're going to use a couple replays from our previous war. We're actually in a different war right now, but I wanted to use a couple replays from here against UAE government. On the Gowiwi strategy that were pretty successful. So obviously here what I'm going to do first is activate the clan castle troops. The clan castle is pretty easy to get to, and 2 hogs will usually get you there just about no matter where it is. There are some times where it's not possible, but here it was. So I did that, and I went ahead and used the lightning to get rid of a couple of them. I was fairly unsuccessful with the lightning. That witch there in the back still has some health. But here, you're going to drop your clan castle, and in my clan castle I like to have 2 witches and a wizard with barbs to fill it up, and then I drop another 2 witches that come out of my army camp, and then 3 wizards. So in total, to take care of the heroes in the clan castle troops, I'll have 4 witches, 4 wizards, and some barbarians. So that's how I do that. I drop the golems on the left and the right, and the wizards in behind them to clear up some structures. As you can see, and then I'm going to drop the central golem, a couple wall breakers there, and now the infernos are starting to get involved, and you got your wall breakers going to the center, so you're going to need to freeze the infernos so your wall breakers can survive and get to the center, and then usually use a rage spell to propel things along. That rage spell could have been better placed if it was closer to the center. But it still worked out. It gets my king and queen in there with a nice open path to the town hall, and they're going to go to work and do damage and get me the 50% and the town hall down. So that was pretty successful. I still have quite a few units still alive. I dropped some wall breakers just because they're at the end, and then the golems here and the king and the queen still going to work. So a few things, guys, to remember on this first attack. And one thing you always want to do, this is a clan war attack, you always want to scout out the clan war bases. You have time to scout them out, as compared to when you're just raiding, you only have 30 seconds to look at a base. So you want to scout out the bases. You can see the town hall is in the center of this base, the exact center. If it was to one side or the other, I probably would have came from that side, but it wasn't. But you always want to make sure you get the town hall. There are so many raids I've done where I've come from the other side and didn't get the town hall. I was too busy getting like a dark elixir storage or something like that, which if I'm raiding for a dark elixir is fairly important. But obviously here, when you're in a war, you want the stars, so you want to go from the side where the town hall is. Another thing you want to, if you can, which I did here, was line up the infernos so you don't have to deal with both of them at the same time. So that worked out pretty well to where I didn't have to deal with both of them at the same time, which was quite nice. And it got me to the center pretty clearly, and as you can see, I did a ton of damage. So 79% damage total. And just to show you the army composition, what you're going to bring in your camps is fairly similar to this. The clan castle skews it just a little bit, but starting with the barbarians, you would bring, in your army camp, you would bring 12 barbarians, you would have the 2 hog riders, you would have 2 witches, 18 wizards, 3 golems, and 16 wall breakers. And then in your clan castle, you would have 2 witches, 1 wizard, and 2 barbarians, I think it is. So something like that. Sounds about right. So there's that raid. And then obviously that base was not super strong. Your heroes and your army levels, like your troop levels, are really going to dictate that. But just to give you an idea, I went ahead and took a base on that was a little bit stronger. He had max expos and infernos here. And what I did here, just to make sure my golems didn't misbehave, because this is a southern teaser, and as you can see on the bottom, there's no walls there. I didn't want to drop a golem and him walk all the way around, so what I did was I opened up the walls from the beginning, so I could pretty much predict where my golems were going to go. I used a couple barbarians to distract the heroes and the defenses, just to get those wall breakers in, and then I dropped my hogs at the bottom and got the attention of the clan castle, and you can see both witches there, and I went ahead and wiped them out pretty well. So that took care of them. That was a much better lightning than my first attack, and I actually dropped a barbarian over on the right to get the attention of the queen. But the main attack on this southern teaser is going to come from the left over here in this corner. And like I said, I opened up those walls, so now what I've done is I've made the path for my golems very predictable, which is what you want. You don't want them bunching up. You want them to be able to spread out a little bit, so you can use the wizards behind them to get as much damage on structures as you can. And here come the 3 wizards and the 4 witches, and I would actually drop another wizard here. I forgot one to help things out, and then started dropping a couple more just to get the attack rolling a little bit, take care of this queen. I dropped both golems, and as you can see, they went right to where I wanted them to go, right into the open enclosures. And I dropped 4 or 5 wizards in behind the golems. That's usually what you want to do. You can do different amounts, but I usually do 4 or 5 wizards behind the golems, freeze the inferno so the wall breakers can get the center open, and they do that very well. Now here comes my last golem, and then right behind my last golem come the heroes. So he's basically going to tank for my heroes here for a little bit. Another freeze spell goes down just to give my heroes a chance to get in there and do some damage, and another rage spell so that Archer Queen can really go to town on all of these structures. And we're at 39% right now, but it's all looking pretty good. I've got troops all over the place. And then obviously the most important thing, I've got both my heroes in the center of things, just taking structures out. So we get the town hall with the king. The queen wanders off to the side a little bit, but that's okay because she's going to take down structures and we're going to get to 50%. I still had some wizards down here and a witch taking care of some things, so that pretty much did it. It got me 55% here, and that's all I would need. I would get the 2-star on this base. So as you can see, opened it up, just pretty much gutted it from the side, nice and easy, and led all the troops to the center. So that's how you're going to do it, guys. I realize that, this is a very detail-oriented attack, so you want to scout your enemy as much as possible, and you want to, as much as you can, visualize what you're going to do. That works for me anyway, as I try and visualize how I'm going to attack, where I'm going to place the wall breakers, where I'm going to place the golems, all those different things, the timing of the spells, all those different things make a really big difference. I've had plenty of failed Gowiwi attacks that really fail because of really small errors. So you're going to want to practice this a lot. Don't get frustrated if you struggle with it at first. Just stick with it and you'll certainly get through it. I'm not a master. There are definitely plenty of people in LP2 Ares that are much better at this strategy than I am, and they've kind of coached me along, so I'm basically passing to you what they've taught me, and it seems to be working for me. As you can tell, based on these past 2 raids, starting to get the hang of it. So if you have any questions about your particular troops and their levels and what bases you may be able to attack or may not be able to attack, leave it in the comments below. I'd be glad to help you at all with anything I can. Keep in mind that your hero level and your troop level are going to dictate who you can attack and who you can't. You might be able to nail a Gowiwi attack perfect from a troop dispersion way or something like that, but it may not matter if your heroes aren't strong enough, or if you don't have strong enough golems or something like that. So just because you do the attack perfect and lay it out perfect doesn't mean you're always going to have success. Sometimes it comes down to the troops. So you got to be careful with what bases you're choosing to attack. But that's all I got for you guys. Please leave any comments below on what kind of video you want to see next and any questions you have about the Gowiwi strategy. And as always, I will see you guys laters.